What is going on? Before we get the interview started, I just want to say and tell you that it is basically a requirement to watch this video with closed captions, just because I was, at the time that I recorded this, not particularly prepared and set up, I guess, through mistakes of my own, to account for any sort of wind noise and stuff, not to mention the location kind of brings in a lot of background noise as well. So it means that the audio of the interview is inaudible. And that is why I have got closed captions for you to watch. So turn them on and enjoy the interview that is about to follow.
Yeah. You guys are the Dead Buttons?
Yes.
You're doing your music is like British punk rock music, right? Pretty good description.
Mostly.
Mostly like that.
Yeah.
All right. So I just talked to Sultan of the Disco a few minutes ago. And you know they're like disco music, and it's kind of the same thing with like your genre of music, where was really popular in the United States, like from my perspective. Whereas like in Korea, it probably didn't get as much exposure or promotion there, if any. So like what I talked about with them was like how did you get to get your inspiration for your sound? Where did you get that come from?
It's pretty. When I was young, I was living in Daegu, it's in Korea, and then there was a nearby U.S. Army, so I can listen to the U.S. Army radio.
Okay.
So I really inspired about U.S. rock, UK rock.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got your exposure to that kind of music through listening to like basically what we would be hearing on the radio here. Because you were listening to the Army radio.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, I guess there's a lot of over the time that the United States has had their military bases, and I'm sure that there's been a lot of like cultural exchange there, where they brought music and other stuff, and I don't know what you guys have shared with them so much that caught on, but that's interesting. I had not thought about that. The military, because as someone who's like casually like follows like news in Korea, like a lot of the news that I see regarding the U.S. military, like army, like GIs getting in fights and getting in trouble. So like that good, I guess the positive aspect of that is something that I don't know if it's unexpected, but it's something that I hadn't actually really considered. So that's interesting. So like what kind of like bands at that time like stood out to you as to like this is the kind of music that
maybe there was Johnny Cash and Nirvana.
Right. Okay.
And R18. It's so funny. R18 in U.S. Army radio is so funny.
Right. So I don't know that you have performed a couple of times over in England as well. The kind of the general sound that they I guess invented, so performing in like Korea versus performing in England, like is that any different as far as like the fans, how they're engaged and involved in the shows?
Yeah, it's pretty different because should I think? Are you sleeping?
No.
It's pretty different because as you know, a lot of people come to the venue. When they come to the venue, just not for seeing the band,
right?
Not just for seeing the musician. Just some people, mostly they're just come to pub or somewhere restaurant, and the bands are playing.
Right.
But in Korea, they are coming to club or just.
It's like a difference of attitude.
Yeah. A lot of audience are just for watching the musicians or bands.
Right.
Like in Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, so just.
It's Korea, like I'm a fan, so I have to go.
Fandom.
It's not like I have to find or listen to some music. It's not like that. Just so everybody with smartphone just.
Yeah. So that was something that the guy that I talked to from Sultan of the Disco was saying that Korean fans are much more focused on like the visual aspect of it, just like going there and seeing and watching instead of like actually hearing. So you're saying that since they performed in the UK as well at the festival, that those people are more interested in like listening to the music.
Yeah.
And, I guess from your experience discovering new things, like they just go to this venue, they don't care who's performing. Like I don't even know, like maybe I don't know who this is, but I'm still gonna go.
Yeah.
And learn about something new. So, and I asked them to this as well because saying that Korean fans are more focused on the visual aspect. Is like, would you say that that's something that was been kind of built up by K-pop being super visually focused?
I don't think it's bad, but
No, just a
it's
way.
It's just the way that it's kind of
but
developed.
I hope little bit. How about to find more music?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So that like all of the indie music scene and people would actually start going more for to like listen to you guys play the music and actually get into the music instead of I guess standing there and recording. Because but on the other hand, right, since you say that they record, that's me and everyone else, especially in K-pop, very, very useful because they record all of the live performances and put it up on YouTube at good quality, so we get to see live stages and performances and stuff like that. So I guess on one hand, from the performer perspective, it can be a bit annoying, right? Because you guys are there to play music, not specifically put on the visual performance.
Yeah.
But but for me, because this is I don't know. Probably the only time that I'm ever gonna get to listen to you guys perform. Seeing those people post their videos up gives me a way to like experience live stages. And I mean, I think that like live music is really like the best way to experience what a group is like because you get the energy and the personality and stuff out of it where you don't really get it through like a music video or listening to the record or something like that. So, I mean, I really like watching live performances because, as you can imagine, it gives the like a true kind of feel of what you guys are like, and I really enjoy it. It's like I had grown up listening to like the music of my parents, which they grew up in Los Angeles during like the 80s, right? So they were really into like the metal and all that stuff. LA. So like going down to the Sunset Strip to see all of those, the really popular 80s bands. So a lot of the popular punk bands and stuff like that is stuff that I've listened to frequently. It's kind of like what I grew up on. So listening to stuff that sounds like that, such as like what you guys do, is to me really cool. Because as I asked earlier, it's a really, really big, I guess, kind of like shock that there's a Korean group who is performing, like this punk. Because I don't know what music was popular back then, or where you guys specifically got that. Because all I know, and I'm sure that almost people at this convention really are familiar with, is just K-pop, Girls' Generation, Big Bang, stuff like that. They're not doing anything like this. So, to hear music that's like familiar to me and other people my age or even older is really, really cool. And kind of motivates me to, get into it a little bit more, dig into it, and see if there's any other groups out there that I might enjoy. But I don't know. Obviously, for me, since I don't only know maybe like 2 words in Korean, it's a little difficult because it's not so accessible since English is not like the first language or anything like that, So, I mean, I have a difficult time getting into that, and the promotion from your side to the international crowd is a bit difficult as well. But I mean, I think that the music kind of just speaks for itself, and if you can find the music through the help of other people, then that's good. So, I talked a lot, didn't I?
But we got to check it.
You gotta go?
Yeah, to the sound check.
All right, so thanks for talking to me.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it. Yep, you too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See ya.